Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. So let's cleanse the energy and raise our energy vibration. That was lovely. Ooh, goodness. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. All right, let's dive into this reading. I'm going to be starting with your chakra cards. And let's see what they have to say. Pisces, July 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. July 1st to the 15th, Pisces. July 1st to the 15th, Pisces. July 1st to the 15th, Pisces. Show me clearly, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides guide this message. Show me clearly, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides guide this message and show me clearly. All right, this one right here. And this is visualization, the third eye chakra. What you visualize, what you focus on is really going to be coming into your life. So be very mindful, because the thing with visualization, and I always found this to be rather tricky, it's like whether you focus on something bad or whether you focus on something good, you are still visualizing it. You're either fretting on it, worrying on it, causing anxiety upon it, or you are blessing it. You are, neutralizing it. You are walking in peace and in harmony. And it depends on what you're focusing on with your mind's eye, with your life, what you're going to be attracting in. Now, this does not mean that bad things can't happen to good people or during good times, but it does mean to be very mindful of what you're focusing on. Because a lot of times, even when we're focusing on our dreams, then there comes this little, wormy thought that makes us think, oh, what if everything fails? What if I make a fool out of myself? So be very mindful of what you're visualizing, what you're picturing within your mind's eye. But also your power of visualization is going to be enhanced. That's also why it's very important to be mindful. So as your power is enhanced, your third eye chakra opens up more, and you're able to see things a lot more clearly and a lot more powerfully. Now let's move to your tarot cards. Pisces, July 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. July 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. July 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. Pisces. Angels and spirit guides guide this message. Show us clearly, show us clearly. Angels and spirit guides guide this message and show us clearly. All right, so we're going to start with these. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. That is absolutely beautiful. The Well. Now, this deck has two extra cards in it, the Artist and the Well. So there's a well of inspiration here for you. And then you have the Knight of Wands, a fire sign energy, an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. The Page of Swords, an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. Five of Cups, Strength card, so strong Leo presence within this reading. A time frame July 23rd to August 22nd. The Tower. Oh, the Queen of Wands. I love this connection right here. The Fool. That makes perfect sense. Four of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. And Temperance. Strong Sagittarius presence here too. Sagittarius is a time frame November 22nd to December 21st. All right. So what I love and what I'm just going to pull out right now is the Queen of Wands. Going to leave her, her spot blank. and the King of Wands. Now, what I love about this is whenever I have the King and the Queen from the same suit in a reading, this is a soulmate connection, this is a true love connection, this is power, this is passion, this is beauty guiding you forward. And so starting off with the King and the Queen of Wands, there's beautiful passion leading you forward. At your heart self, here, this line is your personal self, your heart, and your public self, what the world sees. So you're seen as somebody astoundingly powerful. You're also going to have a very strong connection with a fire sign energy, an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. This is also a time for a lot of you Pisces. This is a time of work, of dedication, of really moving forward towards what it is that you want, what it is that you desire. And as you are moving forward to your passion and to your power, you are seeing things more clearly. There is a sense of love coming in. There's also a sense of being seen, but also force coming forward. You're needing to come to things with great force. And we see that in your public self. There is this fire to you. There is this determination to you. And with the Queen of Wands, there is a sense of a new dawn, a new day coming. There are inspirations following you, guiding you, leading you forward, having you see things more clearly and more personally. Right? There's also a bit of magic to you during this time and an evolution. Now with magic, I see that as the soul self coming forward. This is the God's head hidden within. And so Brahma in Hinduism, he said, let me hide the God's head within man. That is the one place they will never look for it. And so you are seeing that power to guide you forward. You're looking at things much more honestly and openly with yourself. There's huge creative energy and also instinctual energy for you during this time. It's kind of like when you feel something with your gut, you're going to want to do it right away. Step back, think about it just a bit, because then you move forward in the passion, in the power that you want. Then you move towards exactly what you want. And there's strong lion energy, Leo energy, but you have the lions up here. There's a strong lion energy here, kind of a force, a king of the forest type of energy moving you forward. Personally, this is a time to really cultivate, harvest, and look at your crops. Look at what you've been planting. There's a wealth to you, but that wealth is a part of the earth. It's part of your natural self. There is a sense of looking higher. That's what Spirit is showing me. You looking higher, you soaring high. It's, yes, of course, looking at the big picture, but there's something more. It's something almost akin to being set free. And as you're seeing things, you are seeing the power, the passion, the diligence, the dedication within yourself. And you're being a student of your mind, because there's prosperity that's coming, and you've almost finished a cycle when it comes to money. And this is very personal for you. So when it comes to your prosperity, when it comes to your wealth, when it comes to your money, you've almost finished a cycle. And so when you're looking at things, you're being a student of your mind, you're being a student of what you desire, you're cutting through doubts and fears, you're saying, where do I stand? What do I stand for? Where do I want to be? What is it that makes life more clear for me? And you're going to be very drawn to things that bring clarity. You're also going to be on a bit of a quest for those things that bring clarity into your life, clarity into your soul, and help you see things with dedication and purpose. You are asking questions. This is a time to be highly inquisitive. You might sit there and be like, oh, I can't answer that question. They'll think I'm a fool or something like that. This is either the time, maybe you don't want to ask the question in front of other people, maybe you write it down and you look it up later, but there is a sense here of seeking, finding, questing, looking, going deeper, being on a life's quest for knowledge. I mean, isn't that what we're always on in this world? We're always here to learn more, to evolve, not to become stagnant. And so as you're looking at things, and there's also a air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius around you, this person could have literally thrown your world upside down. It could very well be that you're looking at things and this kind of naive or overly energetic air sign energy just turn things on their heads for you. Oh, I'm sorry, my eyes. Oh, okay. And so here with the tower, the world almost seems as if it's falling apart, or it has fallen apart on you. And you're left and you're looking, okay, that's where the student comes in. You've been looking at how to put things back together, how to see things more clearly, how to understand things more powerfully. And as you're looking, you're digging deeper, you're questing more, you're looking towards the truth, you're seeing greater power. And there is a sense here that divinity has literally pushed you out of your comfort zone. It's kind of like, ready or not, here I come. And you better be ready because it's not slowing down. And so here there is a sense of passion, of power, of dedication, of, purpose guiding you. And divinity is saying that even though you are afraid, this passion is to lead you forward. Because there is a sense here that as you are developing your wealth, as you are looking at things more personally, more powerfully for yourself, more powerfully for yourself, you are drinking of the well of knowledge, you are inspired by the well of truth, and it leads you to being the king. It leads you to this passion, this power, this purpose, this dedication. I don't know if you can see him better over here. Is that better for you guys? Like this? I hope so. Okay. And then we have with this tower, okay? This tower has brought up a lot of insecurities for you, Pisces. No joke. Because we have the Four of Pentacles here. And the Four of Pentacles is a sense of needing to hold on. Of needing to hold on to what was once true. So you might find that you're saying like, oh, this is how things were always done. And so this is how things must always be done. And it's like, no, it's time to look at things new. It's time to look at fear and say, okay, I see you. I see you. I understand you. I know that you will always be there because it is programmed within my DNA to remember fear above almost anything else. To remember doubts and, anxieties. Because back when we were, ancient man, those things kept us alive. Don't eat those berries, you'll die. Remember when you saw that person, just dying painfully because they ate them? Don't go that way. There's a bear. There are wolves. We're supposed to know these things. And they're supposed to stay sharp within our minds so we don't just wander off like a child and perish. But in our modern world, there aren't bears. There aren't wolves howling to get you. You're not picking your own berries. Or even if you are, you know which ones are safe. You have the whole world at your fingertips. You have encyclopedias upon encyclopedias, right? Controlled by your thumbs, right? And so here, when you remember the bad things, they're socially bad. They're anxiety filling. Your fight or flight mentality comes in. And it's not to save you to run away from evil. It's to save you from humiliation or fear. Okay? It can be from bodily harm. Yes, most definitely. But there is something that doesn't translate from ancient person to modern person very well. And that's where our anxiety comes from. There's something that you're holding on to. It's kind of like, if I let go, things will fall apart. If I let go, I don't know how I'll put it back together again. There's a fear. There's a sense of despair and disaster. With the Four of Pentacles, there's also a sense here of vampiric energy. People draining away the energy that you have, the passion that you have, the power that you have for their own good, for their own purpose. These can be people who do it cognitively. They might be absolutely aware of it, and they might not be. Because with the Four of Pentacles, they might just sit there and be like, wow, I feel really good when I'm done talking to you, Pisces. You, however, feel like rubbish. So there needs to be clear boundaries drawn. There also needs to be a looking at, patterns of behavior. Okay? Things that you see and you're like, why do I do this? Why am I, falling into these old patterns that I don't want? And once you address them, you start to see things differently. You start to see yourself differently. You're freed. Okay? Very much so. And there's a balance that comes into play. But as you look at your heart and as you're embracing this change and you're being a student and you're knowing that prosperity is to come, and that's one of the frustrating things, Pisces, that it's going to come up. It's like, prosperity is to come, but it might not be there yet, or you might be looking at it and it's like, oh, well, that's not how I envisioned it. Step back. Also know that divinity leads us in ways that we could hardly have envisioned. And so as you're looking at your passion, your power, your truth, and as you're releasing those who, are leeching off of you, those who, make you feel as if, you're not worth it. You're releasing the power that they have over you because you're changing your mind and you've been pushed out of your comfort zone. And it's like, listen, I've already stared at the storm. I've already looked at the dragon and walked away. There's nothing else. I mean, this person here that's draining you, they can't stop you. You've been through worse, Pisces. And that's not saying that it's okay. It's just saying that, you can do it. And sometimes we just need to know that we can do it. We can move forward. We can go after. And so as you're being a student of your mind, as you're looking at what you desire, there are doubts that come in. There are fears with the Five of Cups. And I do know I have skipped forward here. But there are doubts and there are fears. And why those doubts and those fears are coming in. And I see them as a very prevalent part of this because, things have changed and you're embracing your passion and your power. But you have the well right here. Drinking deeply of inspiration. Drinking deeply of what you desire. Looking more closely at where it is that you want to be. What it is that you need. And so here, there is a sense of inspiration flowing through you. And as the inspiration, there we go, flows through you, okay, and you see this bounty, you see this prosperity, you're crowned with tremendous power moving you forward. The brakes get put on. Doubts, fears, apprehensions, looking at every single time that you failed. And thinking success is great, but it might very well be for somebody else. And that's not true. It's just not. The Five of Cups is sitting there and saying you can spend your whole life looking at the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments. We all know people who do that, who have spent their whole lives saying, look how terrible this is. Look how sorrowful this is. Look how the world never changes. And that is a dangerous place to be, especially now. Especially now with so much chaos, with so much hurt, with so much uncertainty moving us forward. Turn around. See the Two of Cups. See the Minor Arcana Lover's card coming by you, guiding you, embracing you, blessing you. Love stands behind you. And that love is your passion, is your beauty, is your truth. The rest, everybody makes mistakes. We don't like to say it, we don't like to show it, but everybody makes mistakes. Everything falls apart at times. Everyone loses. Sitting there and saying that losing isn't a big deal, it doesn't make it less of a big deal in your head. So here, when the cups spill, when things fall over, when plans go astray, when, business doesn't work out the way that you thought it would, or when, inspiration doesn't hit, or when you have an argument with whomever, knowing that everybody has arguments and everything falls apart, it doesn't help. It doesn't make it any less impactful. The knowledge of knowing that things turn around, that there is beauty ahead of you, that there is power before you, it leads you to the Queen of Wands. In your heart, you embrace your compassion and your love because, Pisces, that is the easiest thing for you. Compassion, love, understanding comes to you like breathing, like wishing upon shooting stars. And there's a passion to your dawn, to your day. There's also a tremendous amount of creative energy running around you. You have very strong connections to the fire sign energies, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, much so Leo and Sagittarius because they come up here in the reading. But there is a sense of passion, purpose, determination, guiding you forward, leading you to what you desire. There's a sense of knowing that you deserve your throne. You deserve your prosperity. There's a part of you that is going to feel apprehensive about failing or about winning. There's something here where it's like, no, I'm not ready. No, I can't do this. Or I just don't know if I deserve this throne. And the answer is you absolutely do. You absolutely deserve it because you have the Hanged Man right here. You've changed your mind and you've changed your whole entire life. Now, a deeper meaning of the Hangman, instead of just seeing things not as everybody else sees things, being different, okay? A deeper meaning to why the Hangman is like this, because this is one of the most questioned cards in the tarot. Is because there is this sense from the stance right here, and if you see it, you can see the halo around his head, the wings spanning out. He's like an angel, right? An upside down angel. Well, back when alchemy was studied, okay? Back with ancient mystic understandings, okay? Even with the yogi. It was believed And that's why yogis stand on their heads. It was believed that by standing on your head, or by turning yourself upside down, this is what the alchemists believed, that you were taking the creative energy that lay in your groin, and you were bringing it towards your head, towards your mind, towards inspiration. Okay? And so here you have a female moving forward, right? You have at your heart this female presence. And the female is, the womb, the creation, birth, bringing forward. And you have the energy moving from the mind, moving from the groin to the mind. And so here you're birthing something forward. Okay? There's a very passionate, creative birth that is happening. Now, whether you see it all at once, whether it hits you like a ton of bricks, whether it comes slowly towards you, that's completely different. That's up to you in your spiritual journey. But here, there is a sense of the energy moving forward and you being blessed with the power of creation. Okay? The power of birthing forward. Okay, so there's something here that either you're going to be starting to work on, and it comes after having lost it all. I mean, it does. It comes after having had the fall, having had this sense of everything being turned on its head. And you have this creative energy moving you forward. You have this passion, this desire, this way of looking at things that are absolutely beautiful and inspirational and powerful. Okay, because queens are, of course, astoundingly powerful. And it leads you to starting a new journey. Okay, it leads you to the outside world, seeing that you are starting something new. And as you move forward with this power, with this force, you see things differently than everybody else. You do. You really, really do. And as you see things differently than everybody else, you again have that creative energy moving you forward. Now, you have the King of Wands. Okay, so you have the creative and cultivating, nurturing, birthing energy of the queen coming forward. But of course, a child cannot be made without, a man and a woman coming, having that energy come together here. And I know that there are different arguments, and I'm not getting into that. But here, with the King of Wands, there is again a sense of creative power. Because remember the myth of how Athena was made. Athena was made, was birthed into the world, not by a mother, but by a father. Zeus created her from his mind. And so she came fully formed. She sprouted fully formed from the head of Zeus. There are ideas of creation, power, beauty, truth that is sprouting from your mind. It will take on a life of its own. Make sure that you have notepads ready. Make sure that you're looking at things more deeply. There is also a sense of, again, strong, strong, strong fire sign energy around you, especially Leo and Sagittarius. There's also Aries here. But there is a strong sense of using your creative power to know where you stand, to look at what you want. You're highly intuitive during this time, so use that energy to guide you. You then have strength coming forward. And strength is a Leo energy, but it is also a time frame of July 23rd to August 22nd. But it is also strength from kindness. You're going to see that brute force for you during this time, Pisces. Okay, and brute force isn't really your thing, but at times you will feel like, I just have to push through. And sometimes, yes, you do have to push through, but it's like if you get upset about something, if you get overwhelmed, brute forcing it, losing your temper, yelling, screaming, it's going to have exactly the opposite effect that you want. The way that you will tame the lions and claim your throne is through love, kindness, and respect. It does not mean you are a pushover. It does not mean that you don't go after what you want. It does mean that you come from a place of the heart. And the heart is going to be astoundingly powerful for you. You are walking towards eternity. You are embracing your infinity. And as you are looking at things, the strength that you have here, the strength that you're seeing within yourself, it gives you the power to take that leap of faith. And what's interesting is as you are a student of your mind, your heart sees everything that you failed at. And you're like, oh man, I can't do this. But you have the strength then in your public self, Not to sit there and say, I'm afraid, I'm overwhelmed, I can't move forward, I'm never going to be able to get there. But to say, I can do this. And that's when the Two of Cups that are behind you starts to be seen. Because you start to see the love, the passion, the beauty that makes up your life. And it guides you. It is your greatest strength. So it is the thing that you focus on. It becomes your North Star. And then you embrace the Fool. Now, the Fool is very interesting because the King and the Queen of Wands use their rods for signs of power. He has a rod too. He has a wand too. Okay? And the wand here is the handle of his umbrella. How mundane is that? Can you imagine getting a gift? A magical wand. Let's just say, fate gave you a gift. Destiny, divinity, however you say it, see it, gave you a gift. Said, this is a wand. It can do anything you need it to do. And instead of, calling up wealth beyond imagining, instead of, becoming the ruler of your own kingdom or the world or anything like that, you said, cool, I need an umbrella. And you made an umbrella. And it became an astoundingly practical tool for you as you work through your life. Here, he's taking a leap of faith. Will he fall? The Fool always falls. The Fool goes through a psychological awakening. The Fool gains understanding. But the Fool always falls. Always. One way or the other, when he meets the Tower, when he meets death, when he is hanging upside down as the hangman, as the Wheel of Fortune comes forward, as he sees life, the world, the Fool falls. The world becomes real, and it's not as pretty as it is in fairy tales. And so here you're looking at things. And you have stars inside your umbrella. And I love the stars. The stars for us as human beings are the highest form of perfection. And so you have that highest form of perfection, crowning you, guarding you, leading you forward, protecting you, but also going out of sight sometimes. Not always being there, so that you can focus on where you are now and not where you think that you're supposed to be to everybody else's standards, everybody else's ideas. And so the Fool is saying jump, leap, and you will find. Become and you will discover. And become what? Become closer to your true self. Become a leader of your destiny. And those are very lofty words. What does that mean? Embrace your world. Sit there and say, screw it to the people who don't understand, who don't get you, who mock you, who think you are a fool. And say every hero's journey starts with somebody laughing at them. Nobody wins, okay, if they do not bet on themselves. Nobody. And so here you're looking at that power, at that beauty of yourself, and you're saying, you don't believe me, or you don't believe in me. That's fine. You take your road, I'll take mine. And in the end, who knows who will accumulate more wealth, and who knows who will accumulate more power. But in the end, happiness is what matters. That, I believe, you can take with you. The laughter in your soul, the serenity of your spirit, that moves with you, no matter where you are. And it brings you to temperance, it brings you to balance. Because you're releasing the vampiric energy. And that vampiric energy might be words that were spoken over you when you were very small. Might be, doubts and fears. Can be people that you're dealing with today. They drive you up and down the Mississippi. I mean, it's just too much. And here you hold on to what you think you're supposed to be holding on to because they have you confused. They have you overwhelmed. Then you start to change. You start to claim your power, your truth, your beauty, your understanding. And it brings you balance. It brings you balance. It brings you to your true self, to the place that you need to be. Temperance is a Sagittarius energy, November 22nd to December 21st. Knowledge coming together, wisdom becoming one, the earthly plane and the spiritual plane meeting, understanding, and you gaining this understanding through them. Nothing is achieved without balance. You could have a life that's really successful one way, work-wise, family-wise, and completely chaotic the other. What we want is we want a well-rounded, balanced life to move us forward. And that's what temperance brings us, moves us closer to. Okay, so let's see. Let's dive deeper and see what deeper messages Spirit has to say. Spirit, deeper messages for Pisces for July 1st to the 15th. Oh, goodness. Okay. 2020. Deeper messages for Pisces, July 1st to the 15th. Deeper messages for Pisces, July 1st to the 15th. Show me clearly, guide this message, and show me clearly. All right. Let's see. We have temperance again. So very strong Sagittarius energy in this reading. The 7 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. I like that countdown right here. And then we have the Page of Wands, okay? Strong fire sign energy. Again, strong Sagittarius presence, but it can also be a Leo or an Aries. Then we have Justice reversed. Interesting. And the 6 of Shells. Interesting, 2 6s. Love coming in. You have the 6 of Crystals reversed, so you have 3 6s, which I know 666 is the number of the beast, but I actually see it as a really good sign. So whenever I have 3 of anything, it's divinely guided, all right? And 6 is the most loving, the most caring, the most beautiful of the numbers. You have strong Aquarius energy moving you forward. That's a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. And then you have the Fool again. Is it in the same line that the Fool was in before? Yeah, it's in the same line. And so that's really, really, really spectacular. There's a new journey ahead of you. There's a new way forward. It comes through balance. Balance, understanding. It says balance and harmony. That's what you need. Balance and harmony within yourself. Because if you have it within yourself, you'll be able to embrace the seeds of greatness. You'll be able to look at things more deeply. Sagittarius is an astoundingly inquisitive sign, astoundingly curious. And so you'll be able to look at things, understand things, take things in, ask questions that others haven't thought of. And that's going to be very powerful for you, Pisces. It's going to be very eye-opening. And so as you have this balance guiding you forward, as you have this quest of harmony and truth coming forward, you are going to see that you start to embrace true prosperity, true abundance. You start to see the power of what you have before you, the power of your gifts. And then that leads you to the 7 of Acorns. Now, the 7 of Acorns is the 7 of Wands. This is determination and stamina. It is the one person, standing up upon a hill with 6 other people below them with wands. And for me, it is, pick your battles wisely. Stamina. You don't have endless stamina. You can't, keep going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have to rest. You have to know what battles to choose, to pick, what battles to fight against, and what battles to say, no, I can't, I won't, it isn't me. And so once you see that, then you will have more determination, because there's going to be a part of you that thinks during this time, I can fight against everything. I'll show everyone. I have to answer every nasty comment. I have to, sit there and, right every wrong. And it's like, no, stop it. Stop it. Because the only thing you're going to do is put yourself in a downward spiral. What you have to do is say, what's important to me? What do I love? What do I want? What do I need? What do I desire? And then go after that. Go after that. If something attacks that truth, then you stand for it. You stand against the negativity. But if not, don't burn yourself out, because you run the risk of burning yourself out. And then once you see that, you have the 6 of Wands, success and triumph, prosperity, bounty, truth, celebration. Remember to celebrate yourself, Pisces. Okay, you tend to forget. You get so caught up in everyone else and everything else, you forget to celebrate you. There's learning here. Newer inspiration is very much linked with the well, with this sense of drinking of inspiration, power, understanding. And it's the power of creation. So here with the Page of Wands, it's discovery and enthusiasm. And you're very enthusiastic about the discoveries that you are making. You're also very scared because justice has failed you before. And why wouldn't it fail you again? Now, it can be that a Libra energy failed you before, or a time frame, September 23rd to October 22nd. You watched everything fall like a house of cards. And so as you're starting this journey, as you are looking at yourself, as you're learning, and you're always starting a journey and ending journeys, we do so each and every day. You see things changing. You see yourself embracing your truth, clarity, understanding, passion, desire. And as you're seeing things, you're claiming this. You're seeing that you're the queen. You know, you have the Queen of Wands right here. You're that queen. You're that passion. You're that truth. You are justice. And yes, sometimes things are unjust, but sometimes that injustice, that hurt, that pain, that disappointment, that despair, that causes us, that's the catalyst for us to move forward in a very different way, to take a leap of faith on ourselves that we could hardly have thought of taking. I remember being told once, it was like, I was working somewhere and the person looked at me and it wasn't, it wasn't my forever job and it wasn't, a very good job. It was simply a job to pay the bills. And she looked at me and she said, we're in the same place. And yet I don't have any of the college debt. Don't you feel like a fool? And I was annoyed, to say the least, because I still remember it. And I was like, well, that's rude. That was astoundingly rude. And it felt like justice had left. Like, you can do things right, and yet things still crumble. But it didn't. That statement, that person annoyed me so much that I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? Yes, it was for the paycheck, but the paycheck became a springboard for me to get to where I wanted to be, for me to open up a world. And yes, I know it's hard. Okay, I do. I absolutely understand it. And I'm not saying to quit your jobs and run away and join the circus or anything like that. What I'm saying is that sometimes our greatest setbacks, our greatest failures, the times in our lives where we sit there and we've hit rock bottom, they're the times where we're forced to look at ourselves honestly and truthfully and succinctly and say, am I putting up with this or am I not? And you're going to be surprised at your decision. You're going to be surprised, Pisces, at the way you're changing the story that you're telling yourself. We have the Six of Cups, sentiment and joy, remembering the past, remembering where you once were, remembering the happy times. But it's also not being held back by the bad. It's like life happens, and it does. It's not living in the past anymore. It's not living simply for the future. It's embracing the now. And it's saying, okay, yes, I have to plan for the future because, that's important. But it's saying in the now, in the moment, am I happy? Am I contented? Am I moving forward in power? Do I know myself? Or do I simply know the dream of what I should be, what I want to be, and what other people expect of me? Now the Six of Crystals, the Six of Pentacles, inverted. Here, this is synergy and gratitude. And it feels like there is no synergy and there is no gratitude. And all anybody does is take. Things are out of balance. For some of you Pisces, it can be that it feels like all that is ever done is you having to take, which I know isn't a nice thing to say, but it can feel like things are just so overwhelming. And there's no give and there's no take and there's no beauty left to it. And things are just wrong. And so with the Six of Pentacles reversed, it's asking you, how do you find your balance? What do you want? What is your truth? Where do you want to be? It's saying respect is needed, because it is. to move you forward, to guide you higher, to embrace you. And as you're looking at that respect, and as you're looking at the world, you're seeing that the first place it has to come from is from yourself. Now, it can be from this fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It can be from your work, the way you express yourself, what you're moving towards, finding a balance, finding an understanding. And then it leads you towards the star. The star is in Aquarius energy, a time frame January 20th to February 18th. Those of you born on the cusp, okay, from, the beginning of Pisces time frame, which is February 19th, 5 days around that time of Pisces to Aquarius, February 18th to February 19th. This is very powerful for you because you're looking at peace and healing. You're looking towards peace and healing, so you're going to be very drawn towards this because of the lack of justice you have felt in your life. But for, a lot of you Pisces, as you're taking a leap of faith, as you're going after what you desire, you have here this sense of healing and purity of intention, peace of intention. It's kind of like, what is it that you greatly desire? What is the greatest form of your achievement? Because that's what you're calling to you. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're moving towards. That's what you're gaining an understanding of. And as you do so, there's a sense of reaching towards, your highest form of perfection, your highest sense of beauty, your highest sense of wonder. And then you have to leap. You just have to. You have to leap. Go, find, gain, understand. This is adventure and potential. The adventure of your potential is your life. And looking towards your passion, your purpose, your power, your peace, your healing, your understanding of your idea of perfection. Everybody's idea of perfection is not the same. We're all sold one idea, but we all have very different ideas of what a perfect life would be, what a perfect place of being would be. And you're embracing that now. You're seeing that. And now let's see what your concluding message is. What are the final messages for Pisces? July 1st to the 15th, 2020. What are the final messages for Pisces? July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. All right. While I was shuffling, Spirit also said, there is something about career that's coming forward. Something about with the King and the Queen of Wands, something about career that you lost it all. You might have lost everything, a sense of identity in our works that we have, okay? But you're building it anew and you're finding your new path. You have the Six of Fire again. So the Six of Wands on top of the Six of Wands right here, success and triumph. Personally, you are going to be successful and triumphant. The Strength card comes again. I believe the Strength card is over here. Yes, but you have it now in both decks, in two decks. And this is your strength, your purpose, your kindness. This is of the heart. Your heart is stronger than you believe it is. But there's also a sense of moving forward in kindness, thinking not always the best of people, but not sitting there and thinking the worst. Sitting there and saying, you know what, I believe that everybody is trying. And sometimes people just miss the mark. They're trying, but they're also failing. And I think they know that. I do. And then we have the Nine of Air. That's very interesting. Okay. So as you're being told here to leap, to go, to do, to be, to go after, the Nine of Air is worries, doubts, fears that keep you up at night, that make you think, I can't do this. Everybody else can do this, yes, but I can't. I never could. I'll never be successful. I'll never be powerful. The doubts and the fears tumble over and over again in your mind. Stop. Stop listening. Stop it. Because there's a need to rest, yes, but there's also a need to start believing in yourself. And you might say, oh, but I do believe in myself. It's just that I'm overwhelmed. I'm this, I'm that. It's like, okay, prioritize. Say what is the most important thing to you. And do that. Make that a priority for 1 day, 2 days, a week. Give yourself little challenges because you need to break the prison that is your mind because it's holding you back. And the Nine of Swords, that anxiety, that doubt, that fear, that overwhelming sense of, oh my gosh, that can become your whole entire life. And you don't want that. You deserve better than that, Pisces. You really, really do. Now let's see your spirit animal message. Pisces. Oh, goodness. July 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. July 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides guide this message and show me clearly. Pisces. 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 All right. The seahorse spirit, watch and wait. What you desire is coming. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the world. You might be sitting there and saying, Dana, I've been patient my whole entire life. I know. I really do. But still, watch and wait as things unfold, as you make your dreams a priority, you make yourself your goal, and you see it become more and more. You see you becoming more. Your botanical message, Pisces, July 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. July 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides guide this message and show me clearly. All right. So we have here protection with the rowan. Oh, that's really nice. Defend with the dogwood. And ritual with the elder. Protection. Rowan. A wand made of rowan protects. If you have a wand of rowan, I would keep it near you. Okay? Or get one if you want to. You don't have to. There's a sign of protection around you. A sacredness of your inner self. Of what you truly desire. And as you move forward in celebration, remember the sacred you. And protect the sacred you. That was funny, because when I said the sacred ewe, I just saw a baby lamb, which is, of course, a ewe, or a grown lamb. I can't remember. I think it's a grown lamb. Yeah, like a baby lamb. It's called a kid. And it's like you're protecting something very innocent about you, very pure, very powerful. And then we have defend with the dogwood. Defend, stand up, be strong. Defend what you want, but don't make your world into a battle. It's exhausting. Too many people do that. They're exhausting just to watch. Defend what is right for you. Do it powerfully, do it truthfully, but do it peacefully. And then we have ritual with the elder. A ritual not based off of fear, but based off of love. That's going to be what you need to build around you during this time. Saying prayers at night before you go to sleep and when you wake up in the morning, or, whatever works for you. There is something here where you need a ritual. You need something sacred to bind you, to guide you, to move you forward. It's going to be very powerful. And it's going to be very purposeful for you, Pisces. All right, now for your subconscious messages. Your subconscious chakra message is again the third eye chakra. This is psychic development. As your third eye opens, as you see things more clearly, as you visualize greater and you focus on the energy that you are visualizing on, you start to develop psychically. You start to have these insights, these understandings, and they're very powerful for you. They're very powerful to you, to your development as a human being. Your first subconscious tarot message is the Four of Wands. New business opportunities, moving house, okay, moving forward, celebration, happiness, joy, success. With the Six of Wands coming up so much, you need to celebrate yourself. You do. You do. And you need to celebrate in a place that is very familiar to you. A celebration within your home, for your life, for your joy, for your success of self. That would be very, very powerful. There's also a sense of falling in love. It can be with a fire sign energy, but it can also be falling in love with your work, your creativity, your passion. This celebration leads to the King of Feathers, the King of Swords. This is logic and justice. The celebration leads to justice coming, even though it feels like justice is far away. It leads to you cutting through doubts and fears, standing tall, standing firm, knowing what you stand for and what you desire, which then leads you to the Five of Waters. Again, change your mind, change your life. You're going to have a very strong inclination to look towards the negative instead of looking towards the positive. And I mean, yeah, that happens all the time. But it's like, listen, you'll drive yourself up the wall, especially if this has to do with other people. You can't change other people. You can state what you're upset about, and then it's up to them. But here, it's like, instead of letting the things that annoy you build a life of their own, which they do, look at the things that you love. Look at the things that you want to build more of in your life. Focus on that. It really does hold tremendous power to you. Because Pisces, what you focus your mind on, you have this King of Swords subconscious energy. What you focus your mind on, you create, you cultivate, you bring into your life in a very powerful way and in a very real way. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the dove spirit. Be peace. Be peace. And let that peace move through you. And then we have your subconscious botanical message, which is courage. You are far more courageous than you give yourself credit for, Pisces. Embrace your courage. Embrace you. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe.